Good morning, guys. Happy blessed Christmas to everybody. Hope everyone's all right, bonding with their families. And now we'll go back to our new story, The Season of Polite Longing. And this is chapter 4, Tea and Other Battlegrounds. So let's read on, guys. Tea at Hawthorne Vale was never a casual affair. It arrived promptly at 4, announced by the faint chimes of a porcelain and the quiet efficiency of Mrs. Pritchard, who bore the tray as though it were both offering and warning. The drawing room had been arranged to suggest comfort with indulgence. Chairs placed at proper distances, cushions fluffed but not inviting repose. Eleanor took her seat behind the window where the late afternoon light softened the room and made a contemplation appear almost respectable. Aunt Agatha presided, stirring her tea with purpose. Mr. Fairchild sat opposite Helena, his posture attentive, his expression neutral, if not for the smallest flicker of awareness in his eyes. One might have assumed he was merely another well-trained steward fulfilling his role. One would have been mistaken. Mr. Fairchild, Aunt Agatha began, you have been most helpful in orientating us, and trust the village is respectable. Entirely, madam, he replied, quite industrious. Not given to unnecessary ideas, she pressed. Eleanor's fingers tightened round her teacup. Mr. Fairchild paused just long enough to be noticeable. There are thoughtful people, he said carefully. They attend to what matters to them. Aunt Agatha sniffed. One must be careful what one allows to matter. Eleanor met Mr. Fairchild's gaze. Something passed between them, an unspoken acknowledgement of the narrowness of that sentiment. Tea was poured. The scones were excellent, though no one remarked upon it. And yet, Eleanor, Aunt Agatha continued, I trust you find the countryside restorative. I find it clarifying, Eleanor replied evenly. Clarifying? Aunt raised her eyebrows. In what sense? Eleanor sipped her tea, buying herself a moment. It reveals, she said at last, that one hears what the noise is removed. It reveals, she said at last, what one hears when the noise is removed. Aunt Agatha looked displeased. Mr. Fairchild, however, inclined his head slightly as though acknowledging a truth well stated. The silence fell, a polite one, edged with restraint. Outside, the light shifted. A cloud passed over the sun, dimming the room just enough to unsettle it. You intend to walk again this afternoon? Aunt Agatha asked. Yes, Eleanor said. Not alone? Eleanor opened her mouth to respond, but Mr. Fairchild spoke first. I will be inspecting the lower fields, he said calmly. Miss Whitcomb is welcome to accompany me, should she wish. Aunt Agatha hesitated. This was not improper, it's not irregular, and that made all the more difficult to refuse. Very well, she said at last, but only briefly. Eleanor stood up, grateful without appearing so. They walked in measured silence at the first, the path crunching softly beneath their feet. The edges stood like discreet witnesses on either side. You place me in a difficult position, Eleanor said quietly. I suspect I might, Mr. Fairchild replied, but I hope you would not object. I did not, she admitted. I merely disliked having my wishes defended without my consent. He smiled faintly. Then I shall endeavour to do so only when necessary. She considered this. You judge necessity quickly. I observed carefully. There it was again, that unsettling sense of being seen. They reached a small rise overlooking the fields. The land stretched outwards, open and unafraid. Do you ever tire of restraint? Eleanor asked suddenly. Mr. Fairchild's gaze followed the horizon before answering. Restraint has its uses, he said, but it becomes dangerous when mistaken for virtue. She turned to him, then surprised. That is a bold thought, she said. Boldness, he replied, is something merely honest spoken aloud. The moment hung between them, fragile and charged. Then church bells rang in the distance, reminding them of time, of propriety, and of the many things that waited. They turned back towards the house. Tea had been consumed, Positions had been taken, and without raising a voice or breaking a rule, a line had quickly been crossed. Eleanor knew it as she climbed the steps. Hawthornvale was not merely a place of rest, it was becoming a place of reckoning. So there you go, guys. Hope you enjoyed that. Now, tomorrow we'll read chapter 5, A Walk Too Far. So join me for that tomorrow, Boxing Day. And tonight we're going to be off to Topsy Tickletown. We're going to read chapter 7, Topsy Tickletown, chapter 7, where Topsy Tickletown had 2 mares. So we'll see how we get on with 2 mares running the town. And don't forget, guys, I've got another spiritual story for you, the candle that wasn't saved. Okay, so join me for that, guys, and then finally we'll just top it off with evening prayer and reflection for Christmas Day. So there you go, guys. Take care now, and God bless you, and enjoy the rest of your Christmas day. So there you go, guys. Bye bye now.